Hello, I just wanted to talk about the KLH Model 20 that I restored. So I found a model 717 locally. Apparently, it's a very rare model. And I took it to a local record store owner who has or who had this one, Model 20 with him, and then he just gave it to me for free. It needed a lot of work. So I started with this just cleaning the old grease off and change the you know clean the changer mechanism completely and made sure that the changer mechanism was working as expected. And there is a cam gear. Make sure to use some heat or a heat gun and get it out, or else you might damage because it gets stuck so it's so tight in there with all the dried grease. And there is also a tab for automatic mode. The tab should flip flop very easily, but old grease will dry up and that will not flip flop, so the automatic mode will not work. So go ahead and give it a thorough clean, and then just put one drop of silicone oil for that. Don't put any grease there. It is supposed to be very quick without any damping. So those are the mechanical upgrades, and also I used the wood restorer chemical, and then did a full restoration of the you know the siding. It has some type of a real wood wrap. It came out very beautifully. As you can see, I actually removed the brush and set the tracking. I'm just experimenting whether should I be using the brush or should I not be using the brush. Some people actually claim that these brushes, they help with the stabilization. Maybe they act as some type of anti-skating, because the brush sits like that, and then it will prevent the tone arm just skating inside. I'll experiment. So far I have no problems. It sounds really really good. um, and then I also I know one of the model 717 that I had, fortunately, was serviced maybe 15 years ago or something. The idler tire in there was really good, so I put that idler in here. And I also got a new idler from sent my old idler from this machine to the Voice of Music, and then they redid the idler for me. And I have another idler coming from Audio Vault Canada, eBay seller. So I went ahead and removed the old, the bearing, the bronze bearing, or the shell that houses four ball bearings, and I installed the one with nylon shell and then four bearings. But this machine still uses the stainless steel thrust plates for the platter. So uh, the Audio Vault Canada, the guy in eBay, he sells Delrin based thrust plates, which are supposed to help with rumble. And not that I can hear any rumble in this one right now, because I also upgraded the grommets on this. One interesting thing happened with the grommets when I upgraded the grommets on this, the motor mount grommets. Um, they're not too bad, the old ones, but I could feel like some type of, like, hardening. Not too bad, but So when I replaced the old grommets, somehow the wow measurements went up. I mean, not that I can tell the difference, but it used to be around 0.08 wow when I measured it with my phone multiple times. And then when I upgraded the grommets with new rubber grommets that are supple, maybe the motor, the way it contacts the pulley, got changed, and I'll see what I can do to fix that and bring the wow back. I mean, even now with point one, I cannot really tell. Uh, Maybe I can tell. Uh, I'm not that trained here, so maybe that's why. And the wow on it is 0.1, and the speed is the new idler from the Voice of Music gives spot on speed, almost to the dot. Uh, but the old idler from the other KLH Model 717 gives around 0.5% variation. And I also dismantled the motor and um, did the like re-loop the bushings, clean the bushings, and put it back together nicely. Um, and what else did I do? Oh yeah, of course. I recapped the whole thing about 35 capacitors. One interesting thing, the power supply capacitors, they were in spec. They were sealed whale capacitors. There was one that was not sealed, but even next time if I ever work on these ones again, I'll check those sealed capacitors if they are lift the leg and then check them inside and in situ and then just leave them alone. But all the rest of the other capacitors, they were drifting and had high capacitance or high ESR. No leaks though, fortunately. So I took care of all that. There were about 30 odd capacitors. It was a pretty big job. Um, and then I checked the power output on it into 4 ohms, and it was 16 watts, so sufficient. The reason I got this is because I'm a millennial, me and my wife, we have a kid. We needed something that has everything but sounds decent, not the crapola that you get at Walmart. Just connect the speakers and you should be able to be enjoy the music. And this unit has a fantastic FM also. The FM is separate 3 or 4 gang tuning capacitor. AM has a separate capacitor as well, tuning capacitor. The FM capacitor is shielded, and unit also has the the tone controls, um, balance, and stereo light indication if the FM picks up stereo. So far I've been very impressed with it. It came with a Pickering V15 cartridge. Apparently you cannot upgrade the cartridge on these models easily because the Pickering V15 cartridges were modified to specifically for these KLH units. So I'll probably never upgrade the cartridge. I'll just use them as it is. Maybe the needle or the stylus. Uh, Currently, I'm just using what it came with. It's a spherical or a conical stylus. It sounds amazing to me. And one neat thing about this record changer is you can, if you don't want to use it as a record changer, that's fine. Just use it as a single play automatic or manual. You can do replays if the arm is set like that. It will shut off after single play. So let me show what I mean. So watch this. If I place the needle towards the end, sorry, I paused because I didn't want to strike down. So watch this. I have it in auto mode. So it does that. So the record changer arm, now I put it to the center, towards the center spindle. You'll see that the record player actually auto shut off completely, meaning the power supply is cut off after the arm comes back to the resting position. Okay, maybe I didn't actuate the auto. Let's do this. Came back. Yeah, the tone arm is resting, and then it shut off completely. So that's pretty neat. So one thing I did was I bought a couple of acrylic mats, as you can see, the blue one and the white one, and the center it's a rubber cork mixture, so it's a sandwich. So that's adding about a pound of weight to the platter, and these motors were built pretty tough, so extra pound of weight is not going to hurt it. This is I think it's a 13 watt synchronous motor with it's a weird construction where it's a squirrel cage rotor, but there is a permanent magnet, so it probably starts as a induction motor and then uh, continues as a synchronous motor. So that's why speed stability is so good, because it's tied to the grid. If you're near an industrial area, that might be a problem, but it's not the case with me. So I'm pretty happy with it, and I hope manufacturers make something like this. If not a changer, like at least an automatic machine with a simple and a robust 4 or 6 or 8 pole synchronous motor that gives 0.07 wow, something on that range, better than uh, middle tier tables, and a built-in amplifier and an FM. I mean, AM is not there nowadays anyways, so who needs it? Usually AM caters to the fringe, mostly the fringe, and then the conspiracy theorists and things like that, so just ignore it. So you're saving some money there. You can ignore the changer, save some money there. And I think you should be able to build one just as good, if not better, for $3,000. Technology has come a long way. This thing costed $450 in 1966, so that's about $5,000 today. But assuming the technology democratization, so one should be able to build something like this at a larger scale for $3,500 minus like you're deducting savings from the AM and the changer mechanism. So I surely hope somebody takes notice of this and builds something for our millennials who cannot afford massive homes, or people with kids that can actually seal. And another point of contention that I have with all vinyl record players is when you put the dust cover back on, why isn't there a latch so my kid will not open it or doesn't know how to open it? It's not that hard. Just put it on the side, one on the side, one on each side. So yeah, this is me. It was a very fun, restoration. My wife really likes it, and she has a system that she doesn't have to worry about phono preamps, this connector, that connector, gains, loading. It doesn't even have to worry about cartridge. I mean, this thing just can support only one cartridge, so who cares? As long as it sounds good, and it uses one of the best cartridges ever made, and the styluses ever made, the Pickering V15. Um, so there is no need for upgrading it. Just use it as the manufacturer intended it to, and then it will serve you well. Um, I'm just using right now with the cheap TAC speakers. For some reason, these speakers are really good. The TAC. I'll put the model name in the description. There have been some praises about it on the internet. So yeah, I actually purchased a pair of KLH Model 20, 4 ohm Model 17s, basically fully refurbished on eBay. So the seller claimed that they put new capacitors, sealed the driver, and put a new fabric and everything. So I didn't want to work anymore on, because I just started a new job, and this itself was too much work. Probably like 15 hours of restoration on it, including the wood siding and everything. So yeah, so far it plays really good, and I'm so happy with it. It looks really really cool and classy. And I have my Kyocera 811. It's a dual capstan, two head deck, that is also fully refurbished. So it's a fully analog setup. So nothing fancy, just good enough. I guess you don't one doesn't need much if you really want to just sit and enjoy relaxed music. With that said, bye bye.